bring you the most hard-hitting stories and unveil the real facts. Welcome to Hard Facts.
I am Maryann Okon, and this is Hard Facts, where we separate truth and fiction. We're passionate about the hard-hitting stories that matter. Get ready to challenge your perception and discover the real world. Let's dive deep into the issues that affect our communities, revealing the untold stories and giving you a voice. No sensationalism, no bias, just raw, unadulterated truth. I am committed to delivering news without compromise. Hard facts as we know them, when we know them, and how they affect you. Every Monday through to Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. This will be your most authentic news experience starting now on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. Are you tired of all the noise and speculation in the news? On Hard Facts, we cut through the clutter and get straight to the truth.
If only Fubra has been aware of the Google trap, he would have understood in democracy there are bases for everybody to do accordingly.
Join us as we bring you the stories that matter. We go beyond the headlines to uncover the real facts and the core of every story.
We are doing this, we are doing that. At the end of the day, nothing good will come out. What did they promise us? They will be in charge of security and life and whatever. But what are we getting in return?
With in-depth analysis and experts interviews, Hard Facts delivers the truth that others dare not to reveal. Tune into Hard Facts every weekday, 3 to 6 p.m. and arm yourself with the knowledge you need to navigate today's complex world. Hard Facts, where the truth always prevails.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
All right, this is Hard Facts. We're broadcasting live from our audiovisual studios right here in Itimi and Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. Welcome to Hard Facts. Yes, it's an abridged version, obviously, because, of course, we're going to start the Tournament of Champions at the top of the hour, 4 o'clock, where we have the semi-finals, the long-awaited semi-finals. I cannot wait. I mean, everyone's excited, and I can't wait to hear what these kids have to offer today. My name is Maryann Okon. Of course, we're live on Facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on WhatsApp. 08 was live on YouTube and Facebook. I beg your pardon. We're also on WhatsApp on 0809 5975805. You can join the conversation on X. Use the hashtag Hard Facts. You can tweet at us at Nigeria Info. Of course, the big stories for today are the stories that you and I are talking about on social media, causing it to trend. The stories that you are looking at on the front pages of the national dailies, and the ones that are making a debut here in our news bulletin. These are stories that obviously are taking our attention today on the Big Three. So I will take a quick break. When we come back, let's look at those stories. And of course, you might be able to help me make sense of it. Once again, welcome to the show. And this is how we begin.
Get ready for the most important news of the day. It's time for the Big Three stories on Hard Facts. Tune in to our primetime show for the latest updates and in-depth analysis on the top stories making headlines. From breaking news to in-depth investigations, we bring you the facts you need to know. Join us as we delve into the biggest stories shaping our world today. Tune in to the Big Three every weekday, 3 to 4 p.m. and stay informed with the news that matters the most. Hard Facts, where the truth always comes first.
Millions of listeners trust us on Hard Fact. Whether it's politics, social issues, controversies, and trending stories. You know we're credible and objective.
It's Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info. This is Hard Facts on Nigeria Info 99.3 FM. My name is Shego Arinze.
Thank you, Shagun. Well, 12 minutes past the 3 o'clock hour. Let's look at the big stories for today, shall we? Let's start with the Vanguard newspaper. Presidency. Northern blocs oppose PDP zoning ticket to the south. Yesterday, it was the other political parties who were saying, excuse you, why would you go to the south? What does that even mean? Well, a certain group of people from the north are saying, well, this is a bad idea. Well, let's find out. The polity, of course, as we all know, has had a foretaste of what to expect in 2027 and the presidential elections. Yesterday, as the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, and its presidential ticket was zoned to the south, it raised a lot of dust. And we talked about it yesterday extensively. Well, coming against the backdrop of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who's another Southerner, being backed by critical blocs of the All Progressive Congress, the APC stand to, for their re-election. It means that, look, any Northerner vying for PDP or APC's presidential flag is on his own. Okay? Now that the two major political parties are saying, while facing the South, whoever we're going to, or all of the people who will eventually throw their hats into the ring, will have to come from the south. Well, this didn't necessarily go down well with people from the north. Yes, lots of people are not happy. In fact, yesterday, I think I played a video from, Olawekbo Hashim had said that this was a bad idea, that this, what PDP had done, he's a member of the People's Democratic Party, by the way, what the PDP had done was be interpreted as, look, if you're a Northerner, then go look for another party if you must run for the presidential, ticket. But then we also played a clip from Senator Abamoro, who supported the idea and said, look, the PDP made a mistake last year, or the last election cycle, when they allowed for the ticket to be open to any zone or any region. And now that they're trying to get their acts right, I want to play a clip. You just pay attention to Debo Ologunagba. He is the spokesperson for the People's Democratic Party, and he was speaking on Arise Television yesterday or today, if I'm not mistaken, on this particular issue. So pay attention, and then when we come back, we'll talk more. It seems that this zoning thing of the PDP has really, really raised a lot of dust. But take a listen. When we come back, we'll talk. Let me try and start that all over again so that you can hear him properly. Okay. Let's go to Debo. Start from the beginning, if you do not mind.
And with this, I like the word permutation. I don't know who the analysts are. As a party, two things is not clear right now. We focus on setting the party on a very strong foundation, which is to have a seamless, successful national convention, which of course we're going to have from all the indication, from all the support we're getting. Secondly, let me speak to this. Today, this party is peopled by very credible, exceedingly qualified individuals among the rank of governors, from their performances, that any of them who throws in and shows interest to contest the presidency is ready and available to step on the plate and become president with all the qualifications and all their achievement behind them. But having said that, this party is willing to work with every Nigerian. When you may refer President Jonathan is still a member of this party because he has not resigned. Mr. Obi is a president candidate in the last election for another political party. He has not indicated as joining the party. So for me, it will be improper for me to begin to comment on that. What I can comment on is our capacity, even as we stand, that we have exceedingly qualified individual. And you mentioned specifically Governor Makinde. Of course, that's one of our poster boys in this party in terms of performance, our capacity, in terms of being able to galvanize Nigerians, and people see that promise in the country, in that individual. So for us, we have in the party today very eminently qualified Nigerians and governors who are performing, and Nigeria can recognize that the PDP states remains oasis of development centers in this country.
All right. Debo Ologwangba, the spokesperson for the People's Democratic Party, making a case for the PDP internal. Don't forget, the PDP has been, for the want of a better way to describe it, a wonky party for before the 2023 elections and right after. It's been trying its best to get back on its feet. Now, they did tell us, I have had several elders in the party. I have had Chief Bode Judge join me on the show. I've had spokespersons of the party join me on the show to say to us, look, we're on the road to recovery and we will be ready for 2027. But the big question is, who is the PDP going to, put forward as their presidential candidate? We hear stories about Peter Obi, who is obviously still a member of the Labour Party, even though he's part of the coalition, ? There is a Goodluck Jonathan, who's a former president, who, several people have said, look, let this man just rest. Let him relax. Why is he coming back? What's he coming back for? And then there are people who are saying, well, he needs to come back because he's way better than Buhari or even the sitting president. But then, does Goodluck Jonathan want to run again? Does he want to risk, his integrity? Let me use that word loosely. The one that he's built over time. The fact that people now somewhat place him on a pedestal. That, look, this guy can do no harm. He bowed out when, the time was right and the ovation was loudest. He'd rather not get embroiled in the nonsense that's happening today in the politics. But who really knows? There's also an Atiku Abubakar who has resigned from the PDP, a member of the coalition. But then we do not know if the ticket is going to be given to him in the ADC. There's so many. So who is the PDP going to? Is it Sheyi Makinde? Can he stand against a Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Is it a Bala Mohammed? Can he stand? Who is? Or who will be the preferred candidate? It's a question that everyone's asking, really, and sincerely. But when the North is saying, or certain northern blocks are saying, we're not happy with this thing that the PDP has done, is there not a gentleman's agreement or an unspoken agreement across the board that these tickets will be zoned from north back to the south? And now, as we speak, it's the turn of the south. Should parties be allowing for the ticket to be open again? Will that not be a straight win for Mr. President? I'm just asking. We're talking a lot of politics today, but let's move away from that quickly. Let me run through the headlines. Let's go to the Daily Trust newspaper. None of our agreements with government has been enforced. And this is ASUU. ASUU is actually saying they're going to go on a strike very soon because the government has been playing ping pong with their emotions and all of the agreements that they've made over time. I saw an interview of the ASUU president, but then the president of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, Professor Chris Piwuna, has accused the federal government of failing to implement any of the agreements that was reached with the union. According to the Daily Trust newspaper, he says ASUU had consistently engaged with the government in a dialogue, but no part of the negotiated agreement had been enforced. And so this is what the ASUU president had to say. I'll just quote him. "We have always made ourselves available to government. Anytime they call us, we from Calabar, Port Harcourt, Jos and other places, we meet in Abuja. Dialogue has always been our first option," he said. But there is no part of the agreement that has been enforced. We have agreed with the government and their teams on each of the items: funding, conditions of service, academic freedom, university autonomy, and review of some laws, amongst others. What is left for the government is to then take action. He explained that while collective bargaining was the government's negotiation team had produced documents both sides agreed upon, implementation has been stalled. The question is, what's the challenge? And if you are a student, are you ready for yet another strike? I lost almost a whole academic year because of some strikes back in the day. And I do not wish that on anyone, because when they resume, it's like a marathon and your brain just has to be a computer of sorts to be able to handle it. And finally, let's look at the Premium Times newspaper here. This one here says, all right, just give me a second. I'm going to come back to that story. I want to quickly play you a clip. So, with the situation of Nigerians in diaspora who are going to be in prison for drugs, for smuggling drugs into certain countries. I mean, Saudi Arabia has, I think, about 50 Nigerians who are facing trial. But then Abike Dabiri, who is a government official who represents Nigerians in diaspora and heads that department, has come under fire because of some things that she said on social media that was interpreted to mean that she was making a certain sect of the country look bad, as she somewhat ascribed criminality to that tribe. And this had been met with all kinds of reactions. I want to play you one of those reactions. My Yoruba is horrible. I'll try as much as possible to bleep some parts of it. And please forgive me if he says anything really bad in Yoruba that, but here's a very angry Nigerian who did not necessarily appreciate Abike Dabiri's position on things on social media.
I come here today to condemn the statement of Abike Dabiri, that woman that has not been useful for any other thing than squandering our money over our family, over our non-nestication, stupidity things. I totally condemn a statement of tribalizing criminality among Nigerians. I totally go against the fact that she, one way or the other, indirectly referring to a particular group of tribe in Nigeria to be behind all the criminalities in Nigeria. An Igbo small girl was the best student this year in all subjects in England. We say she is a Nigerian. But when there is problem, like what you are saying about Malaysia or whatever, that the people on death row, there are 20 people are on death row, there are 20 of them are from Southeast, one of them from Edo. Your Excellency, what is wrong with your brain? Why do you have a selective memory? Is it because you don't wash your hair all the time? 52 Yoruba people are in Saudi Arabia facing death penalty. 52 Nigerians, Yoruba people. So, last week in New York, over 14 Nigerians were rounded up, mostly Yoruba people. You are trying to tribalize criminality. A criminal is a criminal. As long as you are carrying your passport, if you committed any crime, you are a Nigerian. I'm trying to say that you don't want people to generalize it. Haven't you generalized it by you saying that 20 of the 21 are from Southeast. And that has been the normal routine. What is normal routine? I want 50 to 1 in Saudi Arabia. We don't want bigots like these people in power. We don't want people who talk along shisha. We have Nigerians suffering, dying every day in Libya. This woman the time we had problem in Sudan, this woman, this bigot of the...
All right, I'm just going to leave it at that. But the message is, we can't continue to stoke tensions because already we're very divided people along religious and ethnic and political lines. Why would we have such a top figure? That's what he's saying. In summary, tried to, I'm really looking for the nicest way to describe it. Try to limit. No, not limit. Help me, Jesus. Why would she try to, just make a certain group of people look like they're the ones who are the criminals in the country? That criminality is only domiciled in that area. I got it right? Yes. It's terrible, isn't it? He had a lot of things to say. I'm trying to cut the Yoruba part because I'm not sure what he said and I don't want to get into trouble. NBC, hi. And then my last story obviously is for the civil servants. Governor Hope Uzodinma has increased your salaries to 104,000. Should all the other governors follow suit? Yes, he had a meeting with Labour in his state and has added to the 70,000 naira minimum wage, and now it's 104,000. Should your governors follow suit? I'm looking at it on TV. Let's talk. 0201 277 0993, 0201 465 7190. You can join the conversation on Facebook and YouTube Live. As much as we talk about the fact that we need to be unified, I see the lovely PSAs on television, courtesy of the National Orientation Agency, led by Isao Nilu. Lovely. But should people like Abike Dabiri be saying what she said, especially for someone who holds such an office? How do we reduce the tensions amongst us? I see these things happen on social media every other day. I try as much as possible to say, when we're watching football or when we're celebrating the Falcons or the Tigresses, we are very happy to say, oh, we're Nigerians. But then the moment a little bit of politics comes into play, we all remember that we're Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba. But then we even forget that we're married to some of these people in these tribes and we're friends with them. We do businesses with them. When are we ever going to get away from this serious divisions? Should he start from the top to the bottom, or should he start from the bottom to the top? Let's talk. I'd like to hear your thoughts. 60 seconds is all you have. Please go straight to the point. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Yeah, actually, lady, good afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
This is Chris from Ikoyi.
Go ahead, Chris.
Quick one. The PDP, I think they get themselves they will correct themselves. But in all these stories, the way it's wicked, I'm not hearing him talking again. Among the governors,
what do you want Wike to say? Sorry, what do you want Wike to say? Wike has told you time and time again that he's going to do everything in his power to make sure that the president returns in 2027. What else do you want him to say?
No, I want him to talk now. Maybe last time they said because they put Atiku. Now they said they want from the south west. He's not talking. Let him talk now. They've given the zone to this thing. For the nationalists, they should subsidize. They should subsidize, please. Then for the lecturers, where is the former speaker, Bajabia Mila? Maybe he broke that peace with them then. Because all of them are taking side then. I told them they stood your ground. Get your demand before you go back. No, we call off this thing. Bajabia Mila have been meddling. Everything has been settled. Where is Bajabia Mila today? He's closer to the president.
All right. Thank you very much for calling.
Telling us September, whatever, they will go back on strike.
Thank you, Chris, for calling. 0201 277 0993. That's the number for you to call if you're male. For the female, 0201 465 7190. You can join the conversation on WhatsApp at 08095975805. You could also send us a message on X. Use the hashtag HardFacts. It's an abridged version. And we're looking at the big three stories for today. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon, Maryann.
Hello.
Yeah, it's Emmanuel. I'm speaking to you from Ekwe.
Go ahead, please.
First off, on the issue of the PDP and the zoning. When the APC zoned their ticket to the South, it wasn't because they love the South. It was because they see a candidate in President Bola Ahmed Tinubu who has the sagacity, the capacity, who is big enough to win election for them. So also, they say necessity is the father of invention. I don't know if I'm correct, Winning for the PDP is the most crucial issue today. Today, they are in a dilemma. If person comes, from the north, I want to buy the ticket, and then the PDP say they are not selling tickets to him to contest, the person has a right to sue the PDP. And the court might disqualify any candidate that come from the south, for discrimination issue. So, and those people who are saying that it was because they zoned to the north, that was why Atiku lost in the 2020. It's a big lie. If Obi had not contested that election, 50% of the votes that went for Obi, more than 50% are ordinary PDP votes. They will have gone to Atiku, and Atiku will have won that election.
Okay.
So, it's a big dilemma today. I don't know how they are going to navigate out of this, but it's a mess.
All right. Thank you very much. So it's Uhuru is very far from the PDP. That's what you mean. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. This is Jeff from Lagos.
Go ahead, sir.
Please, Amaka, this federal government with ASUU, why can they solve this problem? Is it because their children are not involved? Their children are not in school in this Nigeria here. Their children are schooling in abroad. That is why they cannot settle this problem once and for all. It's too bad though. And then they said they will be packing money. They place themselves in a good salary. And they want our children to come back home again. It's not good. The country is bad. Let them do something. Not going out, we talk and talk and talk. The country is okay. The children are going to school, this and that. They will praise themselves outside, but inside the country, nothing is happening.
Thank you very much, Joy, for calling. I played a clip yesterday, and I'll play it again today. The president telling you about how well he's done for the country in 2 years. Uzoma is calling us from Lagos. Hello, Uzoma.
Good afternoon, Maryann.
Hello. I'm
speaking on the former President Jonathan.
Okay.
You see, they are trying to woo him now to come. They are the same people that say that he doesn't know what he's doing, that threw him out of governance. Now they still want to bring him out.
Sorry, what do you mean? What do you mean by they're the same people? He's always been a member of the PDP. He was a PDP president. How do you mean they're
PDP
the same?
now? PDP.
I don't think it was the PDP. It wasn't the PDP that said he was not doing well, ma'am.
That time, Abi, that time. Now they still want him back so that he will lose his dignity and all the respect is getting outside. They want to bring him out now and throw him to mud. Please, former President Jonathan, don't answer them. Oh. The whole world are begging you, don't answer them. Don't answer them. Let them continue with their governance. As they want to do, let them do it. Thank you, my
All right, well, thank you very much for calling. I do not want to believe that a man who has been president of this country and understood a little bit of politics, even though he wasn't a career politician at the time. But I mean, he's been deputy governor, then became vice president, and then became president. I'm guessing that he'd be smart enough to understand the political strategies at play and know when to say, you know what, these are speculations. I'm getting in front of it to tell you guys that I'm not running. Or he just waits and allows it to play out and then say, you know what, I'm not interested. I don't think that we're the ones who would have to tell him if he should come or not, right? I'm thinking, if I were president and governor and deputy governor, I would obviously understand what's at play. Then again, I'm not sure. Mr. Bully is calling us from Ikorodu. Hello.
Hi, Maryann. Welcome on the show.
Yes, thank you.
The VN you just played now, the audio concerning what Madam Abike Dabiri said, honestly, I need to go look for it and listen to it fully. How can somebody in the level of our office, in that capacity, as such nonsense? Maryann, nonsense she talk, I beg. Honestly, when you start calling people honorable and they are behaving in an outright dishonorable manner, they should be called out. How did we get here, for crying out loud? What happened to the diversity and the uniqueness in our diversity as a people, as a country? What bewilders me is that the people you expect to be held in high esteem because of the kind of offices they occupy, you would hear them spitting out utter nonsense. You ask yourself, how did we get here? I am really, really angry with what she said. And honestly, she should be sanctioned.
But can you blame Abike Dabiri? Because is this
Mariann,
not really, is this
ourselves,
not who we are as Nigerian people? Joyce has had this conversation with us before. Is this not really who we are? Are we not divisive in nature?
A couple of weeks ago, I had an altercation with someone here in my community. The person was complaining about my dogs. And the person went on the landlord-tenant platform to say, because he's Yoruba, I am Igbo. Before you know, he said, because he's a Muslim, I am a Christian. And I'm asking myself, we're talking about dog. How did ethnicity and religious bias come into the issue? This thing we do, consciously or unconsciously, not knowing you are further killing yourself and your brother. It has to stop.
Thank you.
The politicians are doing it, and
Thank
now
you
we are
very much,
doing it
Mrs. Oboli.
ourselves. Are we all right at all?
Thank you very much for calling. I have to take other calls. 0201-277-0993. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon.
To me, to all these things that we are talking about, this politics, I'm tired of all this in Nigeria. But the only thing I can see, why is like our eyes is still not open on these people. Okay, we people are talking, they are calling Jonathan to come back for president in PDP. And they said this Tinubu is not okay, is not doing well. Fine, we know that all these people are the same people since 1960. Yeah, they won't go to.
So let me ask you. I'm glad that you think that your eyes, your own personal eyes, are open, as opposed to the rest of us who might still be wallowing in our ignorance. So as someone who's seen the light, what would you prescribe that we do now as Nigerians to get out of the rot that we found ourselves in?
Maryann, see, let me tell you what we can do now. This government is not easy to adjust from them. We can't do it soft hand. These people, see, they will still put on their children on our head. This is where this politician is going.
Okay.
Right. I will now vote the ADC. Who is inside the ADC? Is it not the people that started?
Okay, so what do we do? Okay, one sentence, because I need to take other calls. What's the solution? What's the way forward? That's what I was asking.
The way forward is to force these people and flush them away.
Okay.
See, nothing to me.
I'm sorry, I don't have too much time. Thank you very much. I was really hoping that you'd I don't know. How do we force the people out? Is the question. That is if you want them out. But are we ready? Because it looks like this all the parties are in some sort of disarray. It's the Labour Party, Apapa and the other guy's name? They're dragging each other's shirts and shokoto. You go to the PDP, it's I don't know, it's standing on one leg, even though they're saying they're on two now. The SDP right now, the national chairman and the secretary seem to be ousted, and it's a mess. So are the political parties really ready for 2027, or should we just relax? Because what do we do? It's not funny, but really, what do we do? I'd like to hear your thoughts. 0201-277-0993. While we are very interested in the politicking that's happening, there's hunger in the land. The cost of living is still rising high. Nigerians are no longer able to have access to quality medication. I'm not talking about just any medication. I mean, good ones. The other day, I think it was this morning, I was listening to the news and they said, the NAFDAC is saying that those of you that are taking the morning after pill, they're fake ones now. How can you tell the difference? People can't even afford normal medication anymore. Like I said, several people have called to say medication that they used to buy for 5,000, 10,000, they can't afford it anymore. And so they'd rather even use the money to eat back so that they can be alive. Several other things. ASUU is about to go on strike. See, insecurity is, oh my God. That's a whole keg of, it's terrible. But we're all more interested in what these parties are doing and who wants to run for what. The bigger problems, we're not talking about it. And these are distractions. I keep telling us, we're very distracted. We're talking about Wike. If it's not Wike today, it's Akpabio. It's Tinubu. What about the issues that affect us? For example, the Lagos State Ministry of Environment and the Water Corporation, or the Water Resources part of it, someone from that department told the whole world that we're drinking water that's mixed with feces. But yet we have a water corporation in Lagos, and no one has held them or dragged them to court to say, how are we having water corporation and there's no water on the island? And there've been reports from different newspaper outlets and media houses that the water is causing new kinds of diseases. And the Water Resources Department under the Ministry of Environment is yet to come and address us on the way forward. We're talking about 2027. Will we be alive till then if we do not deal with the problems in the interim? I'd like to hear your thoughts. Let's go. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
This is Emmanuel from Bariga.
Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Yeah, thank you. Concerning the issue of PDP, as far as I'm concerned, it's only Jonathan that is formidable candidate that can be presented. And then...
So you're telling me that in the whole of this country, we don't have anybody that is formidable, that has a good background, that is not as terrible as the crop of politicians that we've been recycling over and over again? It has to be Jonathan again.
Let me tell you, if we are talking about them, all of them are same. If we are talking of them, none of them is a saint. But for me personally, I still prefer Jonathan because, let me tell you, he's the only candidate that the North can accept. He has been tested and the man is trusted. I tell you, even the man will gather votes from South and North. That's the only formidable candidate that PDP can present as far as I'm concerned. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. I do appreciate it. I want to read some messages quickly and then I'll come back to the phone lines if you do not mind. Oku Theophilus here on Facebook Live says, where in the Constitution is it stated that zoning must be part of our electoral commitments? Zoning is not enshrined in the Constitution, so it can't be used to make political statements just to favor a certain candidate from the Southeast. At what point did they say this, that it's for the Southeast? Anyway, he says that's not how it works. Joining, I'm sure you meant zoning, it's not enshrined in the Constitution. And he's saying you guys should stop making it an issue. I don't think we're making it an issue. It's a conversation. You did hear me play a clip by the spokesperson of the People's Democratic Party. I don't think we're making it an issue. But if that's what the PDP says they want to do, or that's the direction they're going in, of course, it's a subject for conversation. It's not the media. You guys always look for who to blame. When things are not going the way you want it. It is not the media. It's the PDP's position. Anyway, let's take some of your thoughts here. Someone says GJ will not have the chance most times to listen to the people that will tell him the truth. You don't know Niger politicians at all. They will make him believe that he's the best thing ever after sliced bread so that he can collect his money. BD, thank you. Aya here says, Tinubu said no more corruption. Economy is improving, but people are begging. No hospital, medication skyrocketing. PDP may not present any candidate in 2027, but adopt Tinubu. ASUU going on strike will cause more havoc and restlessness. Federal government should be wise. A house divided against itself will fall. This message here says, good afternoon, Maryann. For Abike Dabiri, she's not the only one in government that's making such statements of sentiments and tribalism. I'm sure that's what you meant to type. In order to find favor from the presidency. This is the problem. So wait. So you think that these statements are made so they could curry favor from the president? So you're saying that the president is aiding and abetting these divisions and these tensions that are being stoked by the Ronu people. Is that what you mean? Because I don't want to believe that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president, is trying to divide the country that he wants to be president over. I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to believe that is, because that's what your message is saying, that these people are doing it because they want to curry favor from the president. Does it mean that the president wants them to do that? And to what end, please? Benjamin, to what end? This one says, to add to your talk, when Nigeria was stranded I'm sure you mean Nigerians were stranded in various countries. It was an Igbo man through Airpeace that was going around saving the face of Nigeria. Sam Chrysler from Ogombo. Okay, thank you very much for your message. I appreciate it. Michael from Sabayaba here says, what exactly do these Northerners want? Why does everything has to be about them? At least with the current trend of events, it is only reasonable to zone to the south for equity and fairness. As for ASUU, I honestly don't know when we will break loose from the unending strikes. Can't the government resolve this once and for all? I really wonder. Do you know how old I am? And I lost almost a whole school year due to strikes, and they are never ending. Every single time we go on strikes, I think that should be front and center as opposed to this PDP and ADC and whatever nonsense. I'm thinking. And the fact that NAFDAC is battling with not just GMO, but fake drugs, fake alcohol, fake beverages. I mean, that should be front and center. The fact that you cannot go to a hospital and get good medical care if you don't have, enough money. The fact that even those that have national health insurance is paracetamol that they get. It's ridiculous. But we're not talking about these things enough. We're more interested in what the politicians are doing, and it's a very healthy way of distracting us so they continue to do what they're doing. But what do I know? Someone here says, every criminal must be called a Nigerian. PDP will get it right. When, please? And 104 minimum wage, 104,000 minimum wage in Imo State. Can he pay consistently, or is he playing politics for 2027? Stephen, you're asking a question that a lot of people might, asking too. Robert here says, Abike Dabiri, come on guys, please now, you don't expect me to read this. Well, he says, for her to tribalize crime or to a particular region, is Oyelusi the dreaded criminal an Igbo man? She must, okay, God will bless that man for condemning her speech against the Igbos. Okay, lovely. Someone here says, the audio you played, though I didn't get the name of the man, is a real detribalized Nigerian. Abike Dabiri is a bigot. She and some of her cohorts in this government have really divided the country with their hate against the Igbos. If an Igbo man makes history abroad, he's Nigerian, but if he commits a crime, then he must be mentioned as a man from the hated tribe. If it's Yoruba, he's a Nigerian. On Hope Uzodinma and his fraudulent minimum wage, you guys have no chill. He can't use the unpayable bogus figure to forgive him of all the atrocious things that he's done in Imo State when the time comes. This is from Merchant Man, and obviously he's from he's from that state, so he's not happy. This one here says it's quite unfortunate that the AD I'm sure you mean Abike Dabiri, okay, made a statement that is obviously fanning the already tribal tensions in the country. Okay, I hope she retracts it. On a lighter note, even the speaker in the video ended up being a guilty party. He said, is it because women don't pour water on their Shokwawale, thank you for your message. I've got 5 minutes. I'm coming back to the phone lines. 020-127-70993. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, Maryann.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Lucky. Try to call you for years now. You not pick my call me. My network, I don't know.
Sorry about that.
So I have to watch for YouTube one of these days. So what happened is that what I want to contribute, if you look at the woman, they comment that woman. If you look at the woman that Onanuga, all those set of people, this hatred was not like this before. 2015. that was what the president and the co used to campaign the other time until Buhari enter. So they believe with fraudulent behavior of campaigning against potential win election, it's not going to work because even last election 2023, Tinubu lose his polling units. You understand? So those are the things. So, now we have grown beyond the you hate somebody because of it. We're not going to take it. I really respect. You know the matter is that all those Yorubas, I like Yorubas who go school. They are the best. Okay. If you look at that, look at people, even the Lagos here. Look at them. All those body judge, all those elderly people, they are the best. Anyway, they don't tribalize. Okay. They say it as it is. That's supposed to be. So, sorry, maybe about it.
Your time is up. I'm so sorry. I don't have time. I do not have time. I'm giving you more than 60 seconds. Don't forget, I beg to differ. Students debate champions start at the top of the hour, 4 o'clock. This is going to be the best semi-finals ever. It's a tournament of champions. We're starting with Olajalo Akilolua versus Majesty Joseph, Lagos versus Abuja. And then, of course, on the 5 o'clock hour, we're going to have Kokwete versus Ifelua Olaya. So God's Goodness Kokwete is going to go head-to-head with Ifelua Olaya. It's going to be interesting. Once this YouTube feed is over, refresh and a new feed will start at the top of the hour. You cannot afford to miss it. Let me go to X quickly and then we'll end the conversation with Mr. President. So Jeanette here says, interesting point, but I still think that Nigerian lawmakers are overpaid. Okay, I don't know if this message is for me, so I'm going to jump it. Joy Forever says, ASUU wants to go on strike. Have we not been over these issues again? DJ is wise enough to know what to do. Ms. Abike Dabiri forgets politics has an expiry date. These people use divisive means to enjoy our loot and keep on ruling with no infrastructure. And this one says, okay, this one obviously is not for me. It's for the I beg to differ. Yes, we're waiting for you at the top of the hour, 4 o'clock. Let's go to Mr. President while he was speaking on his travels. He's been in Tokyo, Japan. He's, as we speak, in Brazil. And he did have some interesting things to say about what he's done in the 2 years that he's been in the government and his leadership. So let's take a listen to Mr. President from his trips.
Backed upon since I took over in Nigeria has been very impactful. I can beat my chest for that. It was initially painful, but today the result is blossoming. It's getting clearer to the people. We have more money to the economy, no more corruption. We have the governor of Central Bank here. You don't have to know him before you get the foreign exchange that you need. The speculators are out in our currency market. The door is open for businesses. Easy in, easy out.
We're going to go on a quick break Okay, it's just a 1 minute break. We'll take a quick 1 minute break, and when I come back, I can take a few more calls. Okay, it's still Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Maryann Okon. We will be right back.
This is Hard Facts.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3